Good afternoon. Happy Sunday, everyone. If you're joining me, my camera is already pointed down because if you've watched any of my lives before, when my camera's pointed down, that means it's a bad hair day, no makeup, and I just simply cannot do that to you guys. So welcome. Hi, Cindy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and get started because I have a lot to cover today. So I'm glad you guys are spending a little bit of your Sunday afternoon with me. I'm trying to make sure I have enough light over here. I think sometimes the light bounces off of my shirt and it makes it appear like there's a shadow down here. But whenever I go back and look at the videos, there's no shadow. So, oh well. Hi, Bonnie. Great. Welcome, ladies. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and get the drawings out of the way. I have two drawings that I'm going to do, and I'm going to do some really quick announcements, and then we'll get started on our cards. So it is a new month, so with that being a new month, it's a completely new monthly online ordering special, a monthly class, the whole 9 yards. And so let's give away the cards from last week. Actually, let me go ahead and just introduce myself too. For those of you that are watching me for the first time, my name is Barbara Ragsdale, and I'm a demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I live in the San Antonio, Texas area. So if you're not familiar with Stampin' Up, we're a paper crafting company, and we generally make, handmade cards, but we can also make other home decor projects, samplers. We have lots of different events, whether it's monthly classes, online specials, retreats, bingo. There's a lot of various fun that we have. We don't just sit around and making cards. And I'm here live every Sunday afternoon at 3 p.m. in order to show you how to do cards, projects, home decor items, and to show you how well and color coordinated all of our products are. So if you struggle with color coordination, then Stampin' Up! Products are perfect for you. And you can see based on these cards that I did last week, using the new color and contour bundle and the Pattern Party Designer Series paper that only hosts will be able to get beginning May 4th. So lots of exciting news going on starting in about a couple of days. So May 4th, we have lots of exciting stuff. So I'm going to try to cover most of it while I'm making the cards today. But in the meantime, let's give these cards away. The ones that I do every Sunday, I give those projects away. And then I'm also live Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. in order to show you how to use your supplies to make your scrapbook page layouts. And if you're wondering how you can get on the wheel, when you like, comment, and share my video, you get entered on the wheel, and then when you share, you get entered twice, but you have to let me know in the comments that you shared so that you get credit for that extra entry. And so let's go ahead and spin this wheel. And I think I have the volume down. And see who won these cards for last week. Normally it's like the little wheel. Donna Hall. It does a whole ta-da thing on there. But anyway, Donna Hall. Congratulations, Donna. Donna has won before, so I do have her address. So let me write her name down here so I don't have to go back to the video and look to see who won. Put those off to the side. Now, if you joined me Wednesday, I gave away a 4x6 sampling of the True Love Designer Series paper. And the winner was Gina. And Gina sent me a nice little text just politely passing on this particular prize. So I'm going to end up giving this away. So let me pull up the wheel from Wednesday night. Let me make sure I get the right wheel. And then, what are we? We're on, I don't know why it, on this app, sometimes it wants to go back to like a main page, and I'm like, I just want to load a wheel. So give me a moment. The wheel's loading. Oh my goodness. All right, let's do this. Let me get out of all of that and let me get back in the wheel from the main screen. So we're just going to redraw for Wednesday night's drawing. And I'm just trying to make sure I pull up the right wheel. But this little connection seems to be really slow. By the way, in the meantime, while this is loading, if you happen to see a live, I think in the top left-hand corner, upper left-hand corner, that means you're watching me live on Facebook. And if you don't see it there, then that means that you're probably watching me on the replay on Facebook or watching me on my YouTube channel. And I want to thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel as well. So let's go ahead. I want to show you. Let me do the volume up so we can hear the wheel this time. And I just spun it that one time, so I'm just going to hit spin again. And so it's the same people that are in that same drawing. Hi, Evelyn. Hi, Angel. Let me go back and look and see who joined us. Hi, Pat. Thank you for sharing. Who is that? Oh, Jessica Thorpe. I don't see if Jessica's on here. Hi, Bev. Hi, Donna. Yay. Yes, Donna's here. Awesome. Just catching up to the comments. And hi, Bonnie. So, Jess Thorpe is the winner of the 4x6 sampling of the True Love Designer Series paper, and I have her address. So Jess, if you're watching, or if you come on after I get on, you won some paper, I have her address because Jess was part of the retreat earlier this month. So let me write her name down here. And Jess had a really great time, just like everybody else did. So I'm planning a fall retreat right now and firming up the dates, getting stuff ready. So let me go ahead and go through some really, really quick announcements. When you join my email list, which you're going to want to join because in a few days I'm going to be sending out my monthly newsletter that has almost everything that I'm going to talk about real quickly here, but it breaks it down with more details in addition to some other things that I offer specifically. So when you join my email list, you're automatically going to get a free PDF tutorial, and then I'm also going to give you a complimentary copy of the new annual catalog that we can start buying from on May 4th, so just a couple of days. We'll be able to finally open up this catalog and show you what's on the inside. And if you're a demonstrator, an active demonstrator, or if you're someone that already gets a catalog from another demonstrator, I have a different special gift for you just for joining my email list. And I will put all of the links in the description when I'm done with the video. We are in our subscription period until May 10th for our next Paper Pumpkin kit. And if you're not familiar with Paper Pumpkin, it is Stampin' Up's monthly paper crafting subscription service. The 10th of the month is the deadline to register for the following month's kit, and next month's is all about baseball. I guess it could also be softball. This kit is going to contain enough supplies to create 9 cards and coordinating envelopes, and is also going to include some bubble gum. So you can chew while you craft, or you can slide it into your card. And this is just the other side of it. So paper pumpkin kits are awesome. They get delivered straight to your door. They have all supplies you need in order to complete those projects. There's always an exclusive stamp set. You get a small ink spot, and you even get dimensionals, glue dots. Any accessories are included. It's a really great economical way in order to build up your little stash of stamps and ink pads. Plus, you can also make alternative projects as well. And my Paper Pumpkin subscribers also get 4x6 coordinating cuts of cardstock that go with the kits every single month. And that's just as a thank you for being part of my Paper Pumpkin Club. And the registration deadline for my shares is May the 3rd. And if you're not familiar with the product share, I am offering all three: a paper, a ribbon, and an embellishment share. Product shares are basically like little co-ops where a group of small people will share full packages of product. So with paper, I'm offering 6x6 cuts. With ribbons, you're going to get anywhere between 1 to 2.5 yards of each of the new ribbons from the new catalog. Embellishments are divvied up, and you can buy one of them, you can buy two of them, or you can get them all. And all the information is on my website, as well as how to register. There's a little survey link on there, so that helps me to know how to invoice you. And the description, the sign up link will also be in the details once I'm done with the video as well. So there's a couple of more days left to register for the first round of product shares. And then don't forget, we do still have lots of items on our last chance products, the things that are going to be retiring in our annual catalog. And then there's lots of still great items on our clearance list as well. So that information will also be in the description after the video. And then one of the new promotions that's going to be beginning May 4th as well and run through June is when you host a qualifying party, you're going to be getting an extra $25 in Stampin' Rewards. So like I said, to see all of this detail, you'll want to join my email list so that you can read all about it. And outside of a party setting, just so you know, you don't actually have to have a party, although you still can have a get-together, whether it's in person or online. We can still make that happen. But outside the party setting, Stampin' Rewards are still available to those who place individual orders that meet the order total shown below. So if you have an order that's at least $150, that's going to qualify you for the regular 10% in Stampin' Rewards, plus you're going to get, well, it starts at $250, sorry. I should look at the chart. But starting at $250, you get your 10%, and then you start getting your additional $25 in Stampin' Rewards, which is awesome. And that promotion starts May 4th and goes all the way through June, the end of June. And then there's certain limitations too, as far as when you get to your half price item, what you can use. So, and the last little part I want to tell you about is also beginning May 4th, but this one only runs through the end of May, is our kit special. And normally our kits every day you get $125 in product of whatever you want for only $99 plus tax. Plus you get the free paper pumpkin kit, the free shipping. There's a host of benefits that you get as being a demonstrator. And you don't have to do this as a business. That's the no obligation part. So this is perfect if you're looking for a really exciting way to get a discount on your crafting products, on top of discounts when we have specials and clearance item refresh racks, the whole 9 yards. But beginning May 4th through the end of May, they're giving you an extra $30 to choose from and add to your kit. So you're getting $155 in product for only $99 plus tax. Is that not amazing? That's amazing. And we never know when new specials are going to come out. So if you happen to have a wish list, which who doesn't have a wish list that's at least $100 right now, you'll want to take advantage of this. And then you can enjoy your discount through, I want to say it's the end of October. You can enjoy a 20% discount on all of your purchases. Plus, like I said, when we have promotions and sales, you get your discount on top of that, and clearance prices. You get pre-order privileges. It's great. It really is an awesome opportunity, even if you're just looking for a discount. And there's no obligation. Remember, there's no obligation. You don't have to be live like me. You don't have to go do parties. You don't have to try to get people to join your team. You can just enjoy all the benefits yourself. Hi, Barbara. I'm going to catch up on some comments. Hi, Nancy. Hey, Darla. And thank you for sharing, Barbara. All right, guys, let's get started. It's a new month. There's a new online ordering special. So any of the products that you see today, some of them are not available until May 4th, like the designer series paper I'm going to be using. And specifically, this is not a really good example because I've already opened up the entire pack and used it all, but let me show you like one that hasn't been opened. We have 6x6 designer series paper in all of the color families. This just happens to be the brights one, but we have a neutrals, we have a subtles, we have the in color, the brights, and the regals as well. If you remember back earlier this year, the join promo was all of that new paper from the new catalog, and that was the only time you could get it. So today I'm going to be using the entire neutrals pack, not all of the pieces, but there's 40 sheets of 6x6 paper in each pack. And today I'm going to be doing the neutrals pack. So I can't show you the full pack because I've already used lots of it and I have lots of scraps. But since next month is Father's Day, you know, April was for Mother's Day, but next month is Father's Day. I wanted to this entire monthly online ordering special surrounding Father's Day. So we're going to do all 4 of this month's monthly online ordering special free kit in the mail. And what that means is when you place an order on my website of at least $25 or more, you're going to get a free kit. And let me show you what the kits look like. This month's kit, I actually cut an extra kit so I could show you guys. But when you get your free kit in the mail, all of this is free. So what I'm showing you, you're actually going to get in an envelope mailed to you the supplies that you need to make all 4 of the cards that we're going to be doing today. You've got your base, and then in each little envelope, you have all the pieces that you need in order to put that card together. Now, I don't do any stamping. We can't do any stamping for you. So you will have to own, and let me pull it out. It's a hot mess right now if I open this because my dies are loose, but we're going to be using the Handsomely Suited stamp set that's carrying over from the mini catalog. And then there's also, let me do it slowly here, there's also coordinating dies. So all of these pieces that you see me work with today are part of the suit and tie die set. Like I said, it's a hot mess right now because I didn't have a chance to clean that up before I went live. But as you can see, everything has been die cut for you. There's even the ribbon, and here's one of the other cards with everything you need for that one. There's another one, and then you've got this last one here, which I went ahead and punched this piece out because we can do punching for you. So this is what your kit will look like, your free kit in the mail, when your purchase is $25 or more. You get this kit absolutely free. That's just as a thank you for ordering with me. But I literally, you guys, I mean, if you have something you need to order, by all means order it. But the best deal is to wait until May 4th so that you can order new products out of the new catalog. Okay, let's get started on our first card. This is we're going to make this one a happy birthday card. And let me grab, all of my supplies are right here in front of me. So let me grab this. And you'll see, here we go. We're just going to do a little bit of light stamping. The only stamping, I say the only stamping is this particular greeting right here, but let me bring this up a little bit and hopefully you can see. But on these 2 bow ties, I don't know if you can see it on that early espresso piece there, but there is a stamp that I stamped on the designer series paper. I went ahead and did the stamping, and then I die cut out. Let me bring that up a little bit. You see that? You can see like the image of like a bow tie stamp. I've done that stamping, but I also, in the kits, I just die cut out the bow and this little middle piece right here. So that's why you'll have to own the stamp if you want to see the detail, and if you want to stamp whatever greeting you want to stamp. So just keep that in mind. When I do these cards, these are just, I'm just folding this base here. These are just examples. You can certainly change up whatever greeting you want. Now this is a very vanilla base. Our bases, this one, I think all the ones I'm doing today, no, 3 of the ones I'm doing today are 8.5 by 5.5 bases, just folded in half. Okay, and then I have a piece of, let me do this kind of in little pieces here. When the tutorial, when you get your free kit in the mail, you do get a free tutorial that goes with it, so that you you know how to put your cards together. Okay, so I've got these 3 strips. They can be just 3 random strips that kind of coordinate with each other, and we're going to build our first mat. So let me, with our mats, we generally, this is generally, not all the time, but you can leave a 1/4 of an inch border of the cardstock that you're putting this on. So I'm just using seal adhesive, and I'm going to build a designer series paper mat with these 3 strips, and you can use either side. Almost all of our designer series paper, if not all, sometimes it's only single-sided, but most of the time our designer series paper has 2 different sides, so you can choose what side you want to put down for your card. Okay, so now we have a mat, and then let's get some adhesive on this and go ahead and get this on our card so that we can start building the rest. And we're just going to center this. Okay, and then I have these smaller mats. I've got 3 different mats, and the difference between each one of these, I'm going to use early espresso, and then I have mossy meadow. So let's get this mossy meadow down, and for these mats I only used an 1/8 of an inch difference around the edge. So what we're going to see is just a little bit of that early espresso right behind it. So see, you can still see a little bit right behind it. And before I go put this piece of very vanilla down, this is where I'm going to go ahead and stamp my little happy birthday greeting. Okay, so let me stamp this up in early espresso, and I want to get this sort of in the center because I want to leave enough room to put my bow on the top and bottom. Okay, now let's go ahead and get this piece on. As far as the inside of the cards, I don't ever do the inside. I mean, it's very rare that I do the inside, but if you have another stamp set that you would rather use and you like the layout, you know, you can always do that as well. Okay, so for this mat, I'm going to attach this to the center of this designer series paper mat I'm using black dimensionals today, only because these are dark colors, and I don't want to be able to see any of the white part of the dimensional if it's turned sideways. So we want that to be dark. And what I mean is, like, when you turn your card sideways, sometimes you can see like a little piece of the white dimensional if you put it like too close to the edge. So just to be on the safe side, I'm just going to stick with the black ones today. Okay, and in with your kit, you're going to have 2 bows. Now, it won't have that detailed stamp image unless you stamp it yourself. But we're going to put these bows on. I'm going to put this, I have large and small dimensionals, but I'm just going to use one large one in the center. And then we're going to put that there. And then in with your die set, there is a really, really small die. I'm going to look for it. This die right here. This little oval die is the piece that goes in the center of your bow. And I'm going to put that on with a glue dot. So let me just get a glue dot on the back and put that right in the center. Gives it just a little dimension. And then let's get another dimensional on the back of this bow and stick that one on this bottom piece, and then get a glue dot on the back of the center piece here and put that right in the center. So there you go. Hi, Jessica. So there you have it. There is card number 1. Cute. I love the colors. That's why I wanted to use the neutral pack. For some reason, I just think the neutral pack is very, you know, there's just so many masculine kind of cards that you can do with the neutrals pack. And I didn't look to see how much it is. I want to say those packs are $11.50, I think. But anyway, there's card number 1. So let me set that aside and let's do card number 2. Let's take some of this smoky slate and Night of Navy. Okay, so I got my pieces right here. We have our smoky slate base, so we're going to fold that in half. And generally, when we have a non-whisper white and non-very vanilla base, we always want to put something on the inside. Okay, so I do have a piece of basic white cut for the inside, and if you were doing this card and you had something you wanted to write or stamp on the inside, now would be the time to do that before you actually attach it to your card. Just in case you mess up, then you don't mess up your base. But for this demo, I'm not going to stamp anything on the inside, but let me go ahead and put this piece in here so I don't accidentally use this for something else. Okay, so we have that on the inside. And then I have all my little pieces right here. We're going to be attaching this basic white mat with, I use Seal Plus just because it's easier for me. So we're going to mat this piece of basic white onto this piece of Night of Navy. Now with the tutorial you do get the measurements, so no worries. But everything is already cut for you to size. So you don't have to worry about that. Is that not cool? That's a free kit in the mail. Just for buying what you want. So we're going to center that on the middle of our card because I want more of that smoky slate to show up around the edge. Now, as far as our ties, I have 3 different designer series papers that I cut out using the tie die, and then you've got these other little pieces too that go on top of on top of the die. Say that a few times. So we're going to get some adhesive on the back. This is really sticky stuff, but I love it because I know my card's not going to fall apart. I put a little on the top there. Okay, and we're just going to start building this. Okay, so we want to put one here, and I'm going to put the blue one in the center. You could definitely use your Tombow glue if you need to. You need a little wiggle room, but I'm feeling kind of confident today using seal and using seal in my my eyeballs. Okay, and last one, we're just attaching these directly to, I'm trying to hold it down, but it's really sticky. We're just attaching this directly to our cardstock. Okay, so there's the third one. Now, as far as these other pieces of the tie, in with the dies, this piece in the die set is this right here that goes on top of your dies. And we're just going to be putting that on with the black dimensional, because we want this to pop up off the page a little bit. Okay, so we got that one. You could certainly get away with mini dimensionals as well. I think this large one is kind of overkill, but it'll work. I don't know if y'all heard the dryer go off there, but y'all know it's laundry day. Sundays are laundry day around here. Okay, and then we've got all three of those on, and let me just turn this sideways so you can see. It comes off the page just a little bit. Okay, and so now we're going to stamp our sentiment. Okay, we're going to stamp our sentiment in Night of Navy, and we are going to stamp, "Have a happy Father's Day, handsome." But if you're giving this to someone and you don't maybe think he's that handsome to say handsome on the card, there's another card I'm going to be doing that shows you how you can just stamp what you want it to say. But for this demonstration, and I would hope that if it's, you know, your dad or your husband, that y'all think he's handsome. I think mine's handsome. So we're going to stamp this up with some Night of Navy, and I'm going to put this a little to the left when I stamp this. Okay? Only because I want to save a little bit of room to do a bow. So let me get, that's a little crooked. I don't know that I like that, but we're going to go with it. Yeah, I'll keep this one for my sample, and I'll give away the one that I already did. But we're gonna put this on our card, but we're gonna attach dimensionals on the back. So we want this little piece to pop up as well. Okay, so we're gonna put that right here. I guess if I wanted to, I could cut it down, but I already put the dimensional on, so I'm gonna do this number. I'm gonna make it look like it's a little straight, I guess. Okay, now you guys know the Twine combo pack that came with the bundle, the whole suite in the mini catalog is going away, and I wanted to use something new. And I really liked that Twine combo pack because it had Night of Navy, and it also had, I want to say, Smoky Slate or Basic Gray or something like that. But what I wanted to do today is show you, I'm going to show you, this is something new that's going to be coming out in a couple of days when we can order from the new catalog. And I love this. This is a Baker's Twine Essential Pack. And one of the colors goes perfect with what I'm doing today. But let me show you the other colors. There's 4 other colors that go with this. You've got your basic black, you've got basic white, you've got very vanilla, and that looks like crumb cake. I didn't look at the description, but it's really close to crumb cake. And then this one goes really, really well with Smoky Slate. And we're going to be cutting a 12-inch piece of this, and we're going to do a double bow. So I'm using a 12-inch strip, and then once I fold it in half, I'm going to cut this little loop back here at the edge, and then we're going to do a double bow real quick and attach it with a glue dot. Oops, that kind of went bad. It caught onto something. All right, let's start over. Let me do my loop again. I think double bows just really stand out a lot more than like a single bow, especially if it's twine. I guess it would be fine if it was, you know, a thick ribbon. Ooh, that would be really nice. What is wrong with me today? Let's try this again. Maybe third time is a charm. Let's do this. I think my loops are just too loose. Ta-da! Okay, and then you just pull your tails however long you want them to be and however big you want your little loops to be. I don't know why I'm having a hard time grabbing onto this today. Because I'm live. I'm live and y'all are all watching me, that's why. I'm going to look up at comments here in a little bit. But anyway, you adjust your bow. I know some people really, I like to say I think I know how to make a bow, but like I said, there we go. That's going to have to do. We're going to put a glue dot in the back where all that bow kind of came together. And we're going to stick our bow right there. Now when you have your little tails right here and they're kind of like all over the place, you can always take your paper snips and trim them down however you need to trim them down. Uh-oh, I just pulled that. Did y'all see that? Oh, it caught on and I pulled it and it's already on there. Let me see if I can pull it back. We're in rescue mode right now. Let me pull that down there. There we go. Whew. Nobody touch it. We're not going to touch it anymore. But there you have it, you guys. There is card number 2. Love the colors. The whole smoky slate with the basic white. And you got your other shades of basic gray. Night of navy. Love it. So there's card number 2. And let's do this one. This one's gonna look really, really cute. We're gonna do this one. This one does not have a sentiment or anything, so you can pretty much customize this with whatever you want on the inside. So it just looks like a little t-shirt. But part of the problem is, y'all are gonna laugh. When I was designing it, I thought I had more of this paper right here, so I'll have to show you what I had to do for the sleeves. So generally you want, you know, your shirt to match your sleeves, but in the card I'm gonna demo, which I'm gonna keep it as my demo, by the way, it's not gonna match, but it's pretty close. I guess I just misjudged when I was cutting paper and doing this card. So we have our base, which, by the way, this base is, what is this? Crumb cake. I'm using crumb cake. Yeah, I'm using crumb cake. And I've got so many loose pieces over here because we're going to really be building up this card. I've got 2 pieces of this basic white, so let me get these down. One of these goes with the inside of the card. So once again, if you're making a card like this, make sure that you stamp or write whatever you want on the inside before you go putting it down. So there's that one. And then this other side, I'm just feeling it because when you cut your cardstock, you want to make sure that the smooth side is on top. When it goes through your paper cutter, it pushes the paper down, so on the other side you see a little bit of a raised lip to that, and that's the part, that's the raw side. That's the side that you want to put your adhesives on that sticks down. And of course I ran out of adhesive, and I'm just going to take this apart really quick. I know some of you have seen how we take these out. It's super, super simple, and the good thing is I knew that was going to happen. So I already had one ready to go. And then you just pop your thing back on, and then you can throw these away. And then continue with what we're doing. We're going to put that one on the outside. Okay, so we're going to put this one as our first mat on the front. And then I have a piece of early espresso that we're going to put down. And I don't know if y'all heard that outside, but the street behind our house is like a major street, so we're always hearing ambulance, fire, the po-po go by. Okay, so we have those out of the way, and let's build our little shirt. Okay, so I've got this piece of designer series paper. I love it. I love the whole that's not necessarily check, but it's, you know, checkish, I guess you could say. Okay, this is where I misjudged on my paper. So you see this, guys? I've got this paper here, but I had to use this paper to do my, my sleeves, which is not like crazy bad, but it's enough for me to be like, that doesn't match. So I'm sorry if that disturbs you, because I know some people that would drive them. It's driving me nuts, but I don't have another piece to do the demo with, just because I went crazy. But anyway, these two pieces right here, these are dies, and these are actually, there's a pocket die that's part of that die set. That's what these are. And we're going to attach these to the back of our shirt. And so let me get a little adhesive up here in the top, just so I can put these down. And we're going to turn them this way. And I know it's sticking up. I know it's sticking up. But you don't want it to stick out so much, because remember, you don't want it to hang off your card. So if you need to use your card as a guide, you know, you can. That way you know. There we go. And then we're going to do the other side. So I'm just turning the pocket the other way so that I can get this side to look like it's a shirt. It's going to stick up a little bit. Oops. I want it to look, maybe it should be more. Yeah, it should be more than that. Let me take this one off, because I want that piece to match up. There we go. Okay, so this little top piece up here that's sticking out, just take your paper snips and using the edge of your paper as a guide, just snip that off. There we go. So you've got that. Okay, so now what we want to do is, I have a really thin strip of this same designer series paper, and I want to put that down, and I'm going to use our Tombow glue to put this down the center, but I know that it needs to be trimmed a little bit. I probably should have really trimmed this before I did that. Let me snip off like that much. The kit will be exact as far as the measurement. I just didn't do it on here. Okay, so let me get this piece down the center, and this just represents the shirt where the buttons will be. Okay, so let's get that, and I'm going to line it up on the bottom. There we go. And then this piece right here, oops, where'd it go, is also a die. I don't know why I have a problem grabbing things off my table, but this piece is also a die, and it looks like this. This is going to be the top, the collar. Okay, so let's get some dimensionals on that one. We'll put some black ones on there. Peel those backings off. And then line them up. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to put those on just yet. Hold on. Don't put those on yet. We got to put our little suspenders on, or else I'm going to be in trouble after that, trying to figure out how to fix my little boo-boo. But the suspenders, to make suspenders, this die in the set will make the suspenders. And we're going to have to trim them. So let me move that piece out of the way, because I don't want to mess up my card. Okay, so we're going to use, I'm going to go ahead and use Tombow glue. I'm going to put a little on there. I don't want to put so much that when I put it down, it like squeezes out the side or anything. So let's put some suspenders on. I want to make sure I didn't go, yeah, I went a little bit above that, but that's okay. I'm going to trim that off. In fact, let me trim that off while I've got it right here. Uh-oh. Make sure a little button didn't stick to that. Okay, and then let me do the other side as well. The other suspender. I'm just not going to go so far. The suspenders in the kit will also be cut to size as well, so y'all won't have to figure that out. Okay, and we're just going to leave a little bit of room on each side, a little bit of the shirt. and then whatever's left, snip that off as well. Okay, so let me get that piece out of the way, and now we have that. Now we can put our little collar on. So you just line that up. See, now y'all know why I wanted to put this collar on first, because that suspender would not have gone back behind there like it should have. And that's why you cut it a little bit. That way it doesn't show through there. Okay, and you see all these little bitty pieces right here? Those are buttons. This die set comes with buttons too, you guys. And this is the die. It makes 6 buttons at one time, which is perfect. And these are so tiny. I'm going to try to get down a little closer while I put these on, but I'm going to put these on with just glue. Okay, and you can certainly space out. I don't know that you can see this on camera, but the other side of the button, let me start up here, because you always have to have a button up, have a button up there. Yeah, don't go crazy with the glue. It just takes a little bit, and once it dries, it will stick perfectly to this designer series paper. Okay, so just space out your buttons, but what I was saying is on the other side of this button, and I'll show you when I've completed the card, it looks like a little button. It has a die. I want to make sure I'm putting it on the right side. There we go. It literally has like little impressions like a button. It's really cool, and it's so tiny. Oh, it's so tiny. So if you don't like working with like little bitty things, you might want to skip the buttons if you're working with these dies, because they are tiny. Try to get that to stick on there. And then I have glue on my fingers now, so everything's going to be sticking to my fingers. Okay, we'll put that one right there. I guess a funny part to this would be like if you have somebody that is always missing a button, you could leave a button out and see if they get like the joke, like if he gets it. Now for these little suspender clips, I think I have them on the right way. Did y'all look at these? Did I literally, I don't know why I'm second guessing myself, but I'm going to put them on the way I put the other one on. I'm pretty sure these are on the right direction. I don't wear suspenders. I haven't seen anybody wear suspenders in like a really long time, but I'm using, this is where scraps come in really, really handy, because these are just scrap pieces of our gold foil. And I didn't want to use, oh, those are kind of crooked. I didn't want to use our silver because our silver foil is going to be retiring. I literally have like glue on my fingers. Let me get a baby wipe and wipe this off. So yeah, our silver foil is retiring. So I broke out the gold because I thought maybe the gold would look good against that early espresso. And it does, kind of stands out. Okay, so this little piece right here, we're going to put adhesive all around the back. And we're going to attach this to our base right in the center. So it does take a little bit to put that together. But there is card number 3. There's no sentiment or anything on it. It's just a really general card. That way, if you don't want to put anything on the front and you wanted to write like a little message on the inside, you've got a whole blank inside that you can do whatever you want with it. Thank you for sharing, Lisa. Hi, Veronica. I'm going to take a look at the comments. Hi, Mary Ann and Felicia. Thank you, Pat. Donna, thank you, thank you. Now let's do the last card, which, I don't know, you guys. There's something about this piece right here I just wasn't crazy about. So I think in the kits, this piece that's a designer series paper is going to be a piece of cardstock instead, like the very vanilla. I don't know, I just wasn't crazy about that piece of designer series paper, mainly because it's two colors. I don't know, there's something about it. But this card right here is a gift card holder because, you know, gift cards are popular. So if you have your husband or grandpa, your tío, you know, a neighbor guy you want to give a gift card to, this is like a fold, and on the inside you have a spot here where you can slide in and out a gift card. I just put my credit card in there because I didn't have an extra gift card laying around, but that just gives you an idea. And then this is where we're going to be using our Stampin' Right marker, because remember on the other card it said have a happy Father's Day, handsome. And we don't want it to say handsome on here. We just want to say have a happy Father's Day. So let's put this together. And let me get, I've got my supplies here, but like I said, I'm not going to use that designer series paper after all on here. Okay, but let me show you. This is not the normal size cut that we were doing on the other cards as far as the base. What we did on this one is I took an 8.5 by 11 sheet and I cut it vertically. So that's another way to get a base. And when you do that, you have a base that folds like this, up and down, or you can also have it be sideways if you wanted to do that. And that's what we're doing today. We're doing us like this, we're opening it up sideways. But with this card, so it's cut vertically, so it's a 4 1/4 by 11-inch piece, and then we've scored it a couple of times. I don't remember what the measurement is, but it's scored right here, and then it's also scored at 5.5. I know that's 5.5. This piece right here, I'm going to be notching out. Let me fold that. So basically there's the fold of the card. This piece right here, I'm going to be notching it out, and because we don't have circle punches anymore, I'm going to use our double oval punch, and I'm just going to punch out half of an oval. You could certainly use the smooth side if you wanted to use the smooth one, but if you did that, your scallop is going to cut up here. So that's why I'm using the scalloped one. Even though scalloped doesn't appear to be manly, but we're going to use it. You could also use a die if you wanted to run this through your machine and use a die if you wanted a more smooth edge. Okay, so we've notched that out, and then we're going to be using tear and tape. And when we put our tear and tape on, we're going to put it on the top, and you want to put it as close to the edge as you possibly can without it going outside of the edge, all the way up to your score mark. And then right before your score mark, just cut your tear and tape. So you want to put a piece there, and then you want to put a piece down here. And the reason why you want it to be as close to the edge as possible is so that your gift card will smoothly slide in and come out. And I just cut my cardstock when I did that. I felt it, but it was too late. Y'all see that? Oops. But maybe the other piece of cardstock will cover that. So now we want to tear off the little adhesive backing. So there's adhesive backing that comes out on our tear and tape. Grab the edge there, there we go. And then you want to fold this piece and then just rub it down a little bit right here so that all of that really sticks. And now you've built your little gift card holder. So keep this in mind. You know, this is these are great bones for if you're doing another gift card holder and you want the same design. That's how you would create the bones of your gift card holder. Now when you go to fold it, it still wants to pop up. So this is where you would want to take your bone folder and just crease that edge a little bit. And that'll help with the fold down, and then you can also do this other side as well, and that'll help hold it down. Okay, so I do have, let me go ahead and do the inside. I have all these pieces right here. Let me put that off to the side. Now with this one, on the inside it said have a happy Father's Day. So I've got my Have a Happy Father's Day Handsome set. Ooh, he was fast. Let me clean this really, really good. I'm just using my chamois to clean it really, really good. If you wanted to make sure it was really, really good, you could use your Stamp and Scrub and your spray. And if you're concerned and you're not sure if you've gotten all of the ink off, you can stamp it on a piece of scratch paper, and I don't see anything on there. Okay, so this little piece right here is going to go on the inside, and I don't want it to say have a happy Father's Day Handsome. I want it just to say have a happy Father's Day. So in order to do that, with our Stampin' Write markers, which you can only get them, you can get like the whole collection, or you can get them in the color families. I'm going to use the brush tip end. We have two ends. There's a part where you can write, and this line will show you how thick that line is going to be. And then you have this brush tip. We're going to be using the brush tip. And when you have a stamp and you don't want it to, you only want something off of that stamp, like you don't want it to pick up like an image or maybe a word, what you do is you take it, I'm going to turn this sideways so hopefully y'all can see this at an angle. I just have my Stampin' Write marker, the brush tip, turned sideways, and I'm coloring only what I want ink to be on. And I'm just doing it sideways, and you can see if you have good ink coverage. Now, what we want to do, I'm just making sure I got it all. Now, what we want to do is right before you go to stamp this on your paper, this is where you have to be real careful when you have another word or image right next to where you want it to stop. But this is going to dry really quick. So what I'm going to do, y'all won't be able to see this because I'm not on camera, but you want to give this a little bit of a huff with your breath. And that warm breath will activate that ink, and then you can go and stamp on your card. Just give it a little pressure, and then when you bring it up, the only thing that printed was have a happy Father's Day. And that's how you can use your Stampin' Write markers to only color what you want to print or stamp on your card. Okay, so now that we have that, let's put that on the inside of our card so we can get this little piece out of the way. And I think I'm going to have to cut a piece of Very Vanilla for that flap, because that's the next part we're going to do. Okay, so let's get that in there. That's going to fit perfect in that mat. Okay, but let's build our little, God, there's so many little pieces. This is the part that I don't want. Yeah, I don't want that. I'm going to take that out of the kit and do something different. But I have the shirt that we're using is the same size as the cardstock, because we're going to mat this piece on the cardstock. So I'm trying to get all my little pieces and use the process of elimination. So we're going to put this piece on first. You do have to do it in certain steps, otherwise you're like struggling to get the tie in. Yeah, you just have to do it in certain steps. So now we have that piece out of the way, and now these crazy looking pieces right here, you want to be careful with those when you pull those out of your kit, because they're very delicate at the ends, right there at the end. But both of these pieces are dies as well. This piece is that one, and then this giant V piece is going to cut that out of your cardstock. So this is the same size as this piece here. But like I said, you want to be real careful, and depending on how far you put that die down, you could essentially cut this piece in half and not intend to. Okay, so we're going to put this down next. So let's flip that over, and I'm going to use Tombow glue. And you know what? I probably shouldn't have done that piece right there. And you're going to see why. So, oops. Hopefully that'll dry quick. I want to put it on the edge, and then I only want to go so far up. This is the tricky part. I definitely want it to stick around the edge, and then I want that. And I want a little bit up here at the top. And I think we should be fine like that. And the reason why you want to leave no adhesive there and along the bottom is so that that tie will slide down in there. Okay, so we're going to take this piece and we're going to put this on top. I know it sticks out on the top, but we're going to trim that. So now we're starting to build our little, and that's why I use Tombow, so that you can move it around a little bit. If you had used the seal, you would be struggling right now and your paper would rip. So that's why I'm going to use Tombow. And then just the back side, just cut those pieces off. Okay, so now you have that kind of that Don Johnson look going there. Okay, and so now let's build our tie. So let's get a dimensional on the back of this and put this on the top part of our tie. I'm going to cut that vanilla piece last. That way I can keep moving with that. Okay, so now I have the tie, and the tie is ready to go down. So this is where you want to take this tie and you want to slide it down in there. So that's why I didn't put any adhesive on the inside and along the bottom right there, because you want this tie to slide down there. And your tie is going to stick out along the bottom. That's okay. We're going to be snipping that because it's going to appear like it's been tucked in. Okay, but I'm going to leave it loose right now, because what I need to do is I need to take this little collar piece and put some dimensionals on the back of that, and we're going to put that on. Take those off. It's kind of tricky when you're building it, but we're going to put this piece, let's do this. Let's save that piece. Let's put these, what is it, the lapel? We're going to put this on. Okay, but if you notice, mine's not laying flat. So what I did with my piece is I just took my bone folder, and you want to be careful because it could still rip, but I just took my bone folder and I took the edge of it and just kind of curled it up right here on those little bitty pieces. And that just gives it a little flare going up. This is totally optional, but it does give your card just a little bit of dimension. Okay, so now those little, I got a little flare going there, and we're going to put Tombow glue. I'm going to put it just along the edge in the middle here. I'm not putting it all the way up to the top because some of that's going to be hanging off and we want to trim that. Okay, so let's take this piece and put this on. I know the tie's loose. And you want to line the bottom up with where the bottom of that die ended up. So let's line up our bottom. And then you use the inside of that shirt as your guide to where you want to put it. Start tapping it down there. And there's the inside of the shirt. Just tap it down. Okay, and then that piece that's on the top, trim just the top piece off. Don't trim the side off because you'll be trimming off part of the lapel. Okay. Now, let's see. Let's put this on. I'm going to put this piece on just so that that collar is, oops, oops, oops. It's sticky. It is sticky. There we go. Okay, now this tie right here, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back part. Just a little. That way, when I finally get it into position, it will stick. And we want that tie to be right under, so it's just easy to slide that under there so that it doesn't peek out right here at the top of that collar. And then you can give it a little pressure and that glue will start to set there. Now, I think as long as there's plenty of glue right here on the back part that I'm pressing down, the rest of the tie will be fine. You don't have to try to go squeeze glue back behind there or anything like that. But this little piece right here of tie that's hanging out, we want to trim that. So just get underneath and trim your tie. Now you have this piece. Okay, so let me get a piece of very vanilla. And I have my little mini trimmer here because my big one is like literally taken over here. I just had to cut a piece. I had to cut a piece. Let me measure what this is. I'm going to put a piece that is 2 5/8. Let me write that down. 2 5/8 by 4. Okay, let's cut this. So we got, I hope I did this right. I hope I tore it good enough. I don't think I did. Oh my goodness. It's a struggle, you guys. All right, here we go. 4. And if y'all are wondering where I got this little trimmer, that's because we, as demonstrators, get some really, really cool things. This was a trimmer that we had access to and we could buy. So 2 5/8 is going to be right there. There we go. It's like a little guillotine trimmer. We get some pretty cool things. That piece should fit there. Perfect. We're going to put that there instead. So let me make sure I'm putting adhesive on the right side. I don't know. I'm just not crazy about that piece of designer series paper. It just doesn't look right. So let's put this piece, and I'll have to go switch that out in the kits, the samples that I made. Okay, because we just want a little bit of that blue to show through. But this is the important part where we're going to attach this there. Now, if you want more dimension, you can definitely put dimensionals on the back. I'm just going to use, I think there's plenty of dimension on this card, so I'm just going to put adhesive on the left half side. And I want it to really stick, so I'm going to put an extra little row there in the middle. And in order to get it on there, if you want to make sure, you know, you can always turn it sideways this way, and so you know there's no adhesive that's going to show on this side, because if there's any that shows here when you go to fold your card, it's going to attach itself to the inside there, and that's a little crooked. That is crooked, but I'm going to leave it because I'm probably going to mess it up even more. But anyway, there is card number 4 that just happens to be a gift card holder. And let me show this one because there's the gift card in there. And that's why you want to put the tear and tape as close to the edge, and then really press it down after you do that so that that gift card slides in and out pretty easy. Okay, so there you have it. Let me move some of this out of the way. Don't forget, this is the May monthly online ordering special. So when you order $25 or more on my website, you're going to get a free cut kit in order to make all 4 of these cards. Let me get that on there. And then let's do the last one right here. Now, if you don't want to bother with going to the website and plugging in that host code, you can certainly scan in the QR code and that'll take you straight to my website and plug the host code in for you. But this is your free kit in the mail for the month of May. We are going to focus on nothing but masculine cards, and like I said, this is what your kit will look like when you get it in the mail. You will need the stamp set in order to do your stamping, unless you want to do something different with your sentiments. But I hope you have a good rest of your Sunday afternoon. Bye-bye.